Lavert Brown. Did I say that correctly, sir? All right. Thank you. Right. What they gonna be in the pink? Wait. Keep going. She's next. Lavert.
All right. How's everybody doing this evening? I'd first like to offer my sympathy to the family of the victims of anybody who's lost a life this past year. I think that's what everybody knows. I won't be here for you long. I just want to tell you a quick little story. First of all, if you guys don't know me, my name is Lavert Brown. I'm from the west side of Akron. Born and raised in this community. I love my community. I love my city. I know people talk about Akron, but it's a really good place to live. Like I said, I just wanted to give you a quick story to relate to what's going on today. In Africa, I don't know how much history a lot of you guys may know or not about African history, but we actually really have a really deep history.
Yeah, we do.
When I say really deep,
Tell them what it is.
I'm not talking about a couple hundred years. I'm not even talking about a couple thousand years.
Tell them what it is.
We got to at least talk about a couple 100,000 years when you talk about the beginning of our history.
Man.
Okay. So in the beginning of our history, one of the ways that we used to tell a story, and often, I know the hip hop artists are filming, everybody listens to rap, right, or listens to music. We used to tell myths, okay? It was actually, the myths were our religion. They called it mythology. Some people said we were polytheistic, whatever. We told stories so that we could understand life, bottom line. Well, the story that I want to tell you guys about today is about a little bird. A little bird called a Sankofa bird. Has anybody ever heard of the Sankofa? Can somebody describe to me the picture of the Sankofa bird? Can anybody describe the picture?
A bird's body facing forward, looking back.
Yes. The bird is a bird. I wish I would have had a picture, but I'll do my best. The bird is actually looking forward, but his head is turned back. Yes, and he's turning back because of what the word Sankofa means. Sankofa is an Akan term. The Akan people are the people of Ghana today. They've actually been able to hold on to our traditions all the way from the ancient past. They've held on to them. And the Akan religion is this religion. So Sankofa in Akan literally means to go back and get it. And I know you guys want to ask me, go back and get what? Well, there's a million different things that we can go back and find out about our heritage and who we are. And I believe that where we're at today and what's going on is very relevant, not only in the stars and in heaven, but down here on earth. It's relevant about what's going on with us and why we need to return. What we need to return back to is our original values and our original state of mind that we were as an African people. I don't know if you guys would know or not, but we are the inventors of civilization.
Right.
Yes.
There was no other civilization before the civilizations of Ethiopia, Nubia, Kush, Kemet. And we were the beginnings of mathematics. We were the first engineers. We were the first scientists. We were the first poets. We were the first electricians. We were the first plumbers. We were the first people to lay down irrigation. We were the first pyramid and only pyramid builders. So, with all of that, I'm saying that we need to return back to that way of life because the way that we live is what gave birth to all of those great inventions that we like to brag about. It was the values that we held in the community. First of all, the community was always seen as a circle. And the circle represents 360 degrees of knowledge, okay? So, in the circle, in the community, I don't know if you guys know this or not either. Everyone, every adult, every male adult, and every female adult was called mother and father by the children. Are y'all catching me? Are y'all following me on that? That meant, my son, I got a son, he's 6 years old. That meant if I sent him out in this room, he would call each one of you mother and father. And I had a friend tell me that they said, sure, they just did that out of respect. And I said, you doggone right, they did that out of respect because they knew what an adult would do to you in the community. I might have come from the last, we might be the last generation. I'm 33 years old. We might be the last generation where you went outside and if you were doing something wrong, your parents would whoop your neighbors would whoop your butt. And then go tell your parents, and then you would get a whipping when you got at home. So it seems like we've lost some of these values, and we need to return to them. So that's what the Sankofa bird represents. And there's also one more thing that the Sankofa bird is doing while he's looking back. When he's reaching back on his back, and he's reaching for a pellet or an egg. And what he's doing is he's putting the egg in his mouth. And what that egg represents is wisdom or nuggets of knowledge. Okay. Another thing that's been lost in our community is the wisdom. The wisdom of the elders. No one's speaking out anymore. No one's saying anything anymore. I can remember 1,000 sayings that my grandmother used to say for us. Coming up along, I was a hard-headed kid, and I didn't listen. I used to have to bang my head 1,000 times before I would listen. And so she would say things like, that boy don't believe Grits' groceries. And at the time, I used to be like, what the heck is she talking about? But now that I'm older, I thank God that she put that wisdom in my life at a young age. Even though I didn't understand then, I can understand it now. So that's another thing that the Sankofa bird represents. And lastly, I'll leave you with this saying. The Akan people had this ancient proverb that went along with the Sankofa bird. And it's pronounced like this. It's Sewu word, Fina, Wan Sankofa Ayin. And what that means is, it is not wrong to go back for which you have forgotten. So it's not wrong for us to go back and find out who we are. It is not wrong for us to go back and return to our original values and our original way of life. It is not wrong to, when you go outside and to speak to your neighbor, even though that they got a mean look on their face, I'm going to say hi anyway. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having some kind of icebreaker to try to get somebody's ear. I was just talking to somebody before. They told me that how they got involved in this whole event was by chance. They were standing in the store, and they were talking, and someone overheard them, and they decided to speak up. So there's nothing wrong with going back and regaining your original essence, your original self. I just wanted to leave you with that, guys. A couple friends and I have started a class. We study the Metunetter. I don't know if anybody's heard of it or not. But the Metunetter is actually what the hieroglyphic writers were. They were not just a bunch of magic spells or wise sayings. They were actually, literally, religious scripts. And there's a priest out of Brooklyn named Rahul Nefer Amin who wrote the book called Metunetter, Volume 1. There's actually five volumes. It's going to be a 6-volume set. But we teach a class. We teach a class on ancient Egyptian spirituality. And what this spirituality teaches us is something that's beyond just a bunch of laws. What it actually teaches you is about the nature of yourself. Because if we can teach you about the nature of yourself, you'll have your own laws to govern yourself by. So, if you or anybody are interested, we're going to break the class down into two. We're going to have a class for males. I'm going to teach the class for males. And my assistant back there, my partner, Sonia Grant, everybody give my partner a hand. This lady is so full of wisdom, it's unimaginable. She has so much to give. So if you got a young lady out there who needs some guidance, please send them to her. We're going to be back here in the back. If you guys want to come sign up on our sign-up sheet and leave your contact information, this class is going to be free. It's free of charge. All you got to do is just come out and receive the knowledge. Thank you.
Yes.